All right, so we got to move on to our final category, which is games. Now, I'm going to preface this. Of all the new games I've played this year, I have not played what I would consider a bad game. So I don't have any on my bad list.
What about Mario Kart World Tour? Because you came out pretty hard against it.
It's disappointing. Mm-hmm. It's not what I would consider bad, because it's playable. It looks nice. It's got great gameplay. It's just, it was lazily done. So I can't say it's bad, because I thought about that one. I kicked that around. It's like, okay, what would I consider? Like, to me, a bad game is one that's just broken. Like, when Cyberpunk first came out, and you could barely play it, because it was just, everything was broken about it. That, to me, was bad. Now it's great. But, like, that, to me, was a bad game.
Yeah.
Mario Kart ran great. Yeah. Looked great. It was just empty. So, it was tough for me to say it's a bad game. So, number 3 on my list is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Loved it. Still playing through it. It is the kind of game that you need to, it's kind of like that palate cleanser where you're like getting, you know, if you're playing like a really serious game and you're like, you know what, I just want to go break things for a while. Donkey Kong Bonanza. You have beautiful, it's a beautiful game, runs great, runs smooth as hell. I do have to make a shout out. The more I thought about it when I was doing this review, Switch 2 is now my favorite system ever. It was Switch 1. But now I'm playing games that were on Switch 1 that are now on Switch 2 and better because I've been playing a ton of Animal Crossing getting ready for this update. It's my favorite console ever. So it's like all of these games are going to be Switch because, you know, even though we do have a PS5 and I do have an Xbox account, I'm only playing Switch 2 now. That's pretty much it. So some of these games, 2 of them I know are cross-platform. Donkey Kong Bonanza is my only like specific to the console. I didn't want to pick games that are like retreads, so like the Zelda retreads that they just did updates to, like Xenoblade X came to Switch, but it's just a port of, you know, another. So I didn't put them on there. But Donkey Kong Bonanza, great game. I highly recommend it. You know, it every now and then there are some camera issues when you're like really getting underground and punching things, and the camera kind of goes a little nuts here and there. But overall, it's a really fun game. Number 2, Final Fantasy Tactics. This is the only reason I went back against my remake is this is a very old game that's pretty much got a brand new full coat of paint. Love this game. To this day, still one of my favorite tactics games. I had to laugh when I looked at this though because, you know, I've put probably 20 hours into this game. You know, I've put some time into it. I'm going to assume Kelly really, really, really likes Octopath Traveler 0 because I saw how much time she's put into it.
She does.
I was like, wait a second. That game just came out like a month ago. She likes that game.
Yeah, she's playing it as we speak.
I bet she is. I still have to play that. That's on the horizon. But this is the surprise. My favorite game of this year, and I'm going to say it's my favorite because it came out at the right time, the most stressful time of the year for me, which was, it was beginning of November. I think it was end of October, beginning of November when this game came out. And it scratched that itch of I need something that I can just shut off my brain and it looks beautiful and it's relaxing and it's a game called Cast and Chill. I don't know if you've heard of this game.
Is this a fishing game?
It is the fishing game. It is just an 8-bit fishing game that has the most beautiful 8-bit scenery you've ever... Like, it's unbelievably gorgeous. It has very calm music. You just go out on your boat. You choose your dog in the beginning of the game. I chose a husky.
Oh, nice.
And you can upgrade your boat. You know, as you catch fish, they all have different values. And then when you go back, once you fill up your fishing box, you go back to the guy that runs the fishing shop, and you can upgrade your boat, your line, your lures, but that's it. There's no stress. There's no, you can, like, if you decide that you want to fish in the daytime and it's night, you're in your boat, you can just choose to sleep. And then you sleep in your boat, and then you see the time change and all the scenery change and the different animals come out. It's the most relaxing game you'll ever play. There were a couple times that I was so bent out of shape and I was so stressed, and I'm like, I'm never going to get to sleep. I don't, like, just ready to jump off the roof. And I put this game on, and 45 minutes in, I'm like, I might fall asleep playing this. And it's not a bad thing. It's not like I'm falling asleep because it's so bad. It was so relaxing. And I absolutely love it. Like, would I say it's the best made game? Of course not. They're, bigger budget, third-party games. But as a game that just fit me at the right time, this game is so good. And anyone that has stress or has an issue with insomnia, I recommend buying this. It's like $15. It is the most relaxing game. And on Switch 2, it looks amazing. It runs perfectly. I mean, it's not a taxing game, so it's not going to take a lot of stress. But, like, I've been gravitating more to these relaxing games because of all the stresses in my life. And right now, I'm pretty much going back and forth. I still play some Fortnite, and there's a new South Park season, which is great. I don't play as much, though. But right now I'm going back and forth between Animal Crossing and Cast and Chill because I just need to de-stress. I don't need an adventure. I don't need a long story. I just need something where I can just shut my brain off and just. I planted this new. I created a new island because I did transfer Animal Crossing over to the Switch 2, and when I did the transfer, I screwed it up and we lost the island. So I created the new Buttopia, so my daughter and I have been rebuilding it, and my house is on an island on my island. And my island has a second level, and the second level I made a massive tomato, farm. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I'll go up there, and I'm watering my tomatoes, and it takes 20 minutes to water all my tomatoes, but I'm smiling from ear to ear because I have no stress.
Yeah.
And it's relaxing.
Yeah, I feel that.
And so, Cast and Chill, as far as new games, once again, if you're somebody that, needs to play a game like God of War, do not get Cast and Chill. If you are somebody that's like, you know what, I just need a cozy blanket, Cast and Chill is that cozy blanket.
It sounds way better than the fire simulator that was going around, the fire making simulator.
Yeah, because that you're just building a fire.
And then you just sit by the fire, and that's the game. That's the entire game, and it costs $15. Who the fuck buys? Why the fuck would you do that? What the hell is wrong with you? Anyway.
No, that's just dumb.
So my honorable mention for Christmas, Kelly got me Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle. So I've been playing that.
Great game, isn't it?
It's really good. I have a few, of course, me being me, I have a few qualms with it. Not necessarily complaints, but yeah. So I love that the beginning of the game begins with Raiders. It's just the beginning of Raiders. It's excellent. I love it. It's so great. I like that we get a little bit of extra information about Indy that we didn't get. There's this whole thing with Marion Ravenwood that was we've never talked about what happened with Marion. What was that all about? So we get a little bit of that here. There's a lot of good indie adventure. It has a lot of great indie taste and flair to it, going around some of these catacombs and things. I wish to God it wasn't first person. You only have the option of first person unless you're climbing on something, and it makes me
I agree.
So fucking crazy. I hate it. I hate it being in first person. It's so maddening to have it be stuck in first person all the time. The whip mechanics are good, but extremely iffy at times. There are definitely some times where it's climb your whip, and it's I don't know how to climb the whip. Oh, fell. And you're just now I got to climb all the way back up, and to do that I have to sneak around these guards, and you couldn't have just climbed the whip. What was that all about? And I went from level 2 to level 3 without realizing that was what was going to happen. This is a game that because there's a lot of puzzles that you just kind of run into. And there's not necessarily push this, and now pull this, and now do this, and then do that, and you solve the puzzle. It's just here's a room, and there's 9 statues with basins full of oil, and you can light the basins on fire. And when you light them all up, nothing happens. And you're but something's supposed to happen, right? Because I level up by solving these kinds of puzzles. So there's definitely. All right, I'll come back to this. I went and I finished the mission that I was on, and wouldn't you know it, the end of that mission takes you to the next level, which is in Cairo. So we're leaving Italy and going to Cairo, and I'm well, I guess I'm not gonna solve that puzzle. That's just gonna remain a mystery because I didn't know I was getting on a plane at the end of this level. I would have liked to have known that was going to happen. That would have been pretty cool to hear about. But I do really like it. Has really good flavor. It is a little stressful to play. I won't lie to you. It is a little bit stressful to play at times, but it is really, really good.
And Troy Baker nailed the voice.
Oh, he did.
His voice is...
He nailed the voice beautiful. And the movement. Like, it is like playing as Indy. It's really good. Yeah. Tony Todd plays a guy in it, which was really interesting to see.
Yes.
It's like, all right, Tony Todd.
Last things he did.
Yeah. So, but I really like it. It's a good game. At one point I got in a fight with Tony Todd's character, who they make at like, I think they make him like 7.5 feet tall in the game. He's like this monster. At one point I got very annoyed fighting him, and I just took out my revolver indie style and just shot him a bunch of times until he went down. I was like, all right, we're moving on. We're done with this. But so that was great. We did play Imprisoning War, Zelda Imprisoning War. This is a great game. I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it. This is the Koei fighting game for Zelda that came out in November. It's Zelda is the lead for the first time ever. And
Age of
Imprisoning War, yeah.
Yes, Ethan got that for Christmas, but we haven't played it yet.
Great. It's great. And honestly, the thing that we came away from it feeling was this game should have come out before Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know if there was a production issue or something where they thought that Tears of the Kingdom needed to be done first. This game 100% should have come out before Tears of the Kingdom, because all of the problems in Tears of the Kingdom story, which is to say all the lulls where things happen and you're like, why did that happen? And then it's never explained, or all the characters that you meet and they don't have names or faces and you're like, what's up with that? And then we just move on. That's all resolved in Imprisoning War. It's really good. It's really fun to play. Classic Koei fighting game, just hordes of monsters that you tear through. But it's so great because you have Zelda as the lead character. Finally, the tutorial, the entire tutorial, you have to play as Zelda, and it's like, wow, Zelda's the lead character in a Zelda game. That's crazy, but it's so good, and it explores that story and world in such a fun and adventurous way. The characters that are introduced are really interesting. None of them are obnoxious. Some of them are pointless. There's way more characters than they needed. Because essentially what they do is you have Zelda, Rauru, Minoru, and then you have the 4 guardians that they establish, and who are all great, by the way. You have, I think my favorite is Kia, who is the Zora that they introduce. She's the new queen of the Zora. And she is just like very suspicious of everybody. She doesn't like people. And it's like, oh, this is so different from the Zoras I've hung out with. Wow, she is like really dynamic and interesting. You have your General Goron chieftain, who's just a nice, friendly, affable guy. You have this really fun storyline with the Gerudo, because they're trying to figure out which side of this war they're going to fight on. You have several Link surrogates, which is great. So you have the A plot and the B plot. And so you have the A plot is Zelda and the Guardians and the champions. And then the B plot is this Korok comes along and accidentally activates Construct. He finds a shard of the Master Sword that came with Zelda through time, and it accidentally activates this construct. And so this construct is essentially Link. And so you can play as Link that way. Or you can play as the Korok, who is also essentially Link in a lot of ways. And so it's just, they have this really great dynamic between the two of them. They're very fun in terms of watching them. There's some really great moments where we were watching things happen, and we're like, oh my God, I didn't know he knew how to do that. That's fucking crazy. What just happened? So like, I really loved it. The issue is that for every race in the game, they make 3 characters. So you have the champion and then other characters. So you have the Goron champion and then 2 other Gorons. And you have the Zora champion and then 2 other Zoras. And then you have Zelda and then 2 other Hylians. And then you have Rito and then 2 other... And a lot of those B, C characters are pointless. They don't have good movesets. They're not necessary to the story. They don't bring anything interesting to it. They're part of the B plot because the story behind the game is that while everything's happening with the champions, you have this Korok and this construct going around finding all these people who also want to fight against Ganondorf, but aren't high-ranking members of their own military or chieftains or whatever. So this is like, oh, we're going to pick up all the loose allies we could have, and they're going to be part of the B plot. And then we have the A plot where we have all the characters that we care about. But because of that, a lot of the B plot characters are just pointless and stupid. And if they don't have good movesets, you're like, oh, I have to play as him? Oh, I don't want to play as him. He sucks. I like the game. It's great. The action and the story is excellent. It's a great build-in to the lore of Tears of the Kingdom. And really just finishes off a lot of really strong elements. There's a great reveal about the Korok at the end of the game that was just like, oh, I was hoping they were going there. Oh, God, that's so cool. That's so fucking dope. I love that. So, like, great game. A lot of fun to play. A lot of mindless violence. Some of the cutscenes are a little, but like by and large, really like that game. The best game that I played this year.
I hear it runs far better on the Switch 2 than the other two did on Switch 1.
Yeah, I would say so. It still has some slowdown moments, but it doesn't run janky at all. It runs smooth. It just like, but the best game that I played this year was Ghost of Yotei, which I've talked about on the show.
I knew that was coming.
More. But that game is just like, it's a beautiful game. Revisiting it now in the New Game Plus is like they fixed all the quality of life issues that the game had to begin with. So like the issues where you have to follow an animal and you can't always see where the animal is going, they now have an icon that you can toggle on and off to show you where the animal is. So you can follow that instead of having to be like, where did that bird go? I don't know where that bird went. I can't figure it out. The ability to change a lot of the settings in New Game Plus. So it's like, I don't like how this mechanic works in the game, so I'm going to set that to easy, so it's not as much of a pain in the ass to deal with. But I'm still going to have combat be set to hard, so that it still feels like good combat, but it has a little bit of a less of a curve in terms of like completing this move or doing this thing. So it's a great game made even better by the New Game Plus element of it. I just love that game. It's so beautiful to look at. The writing is great. The action is fantastic. And it's just so crisp and clean. It's a really good, excellent game. I don't play bad games. Like, I don't waste my time on bad games. I don't really have like the worst game I played this year was watching the Bills fight the Miami Dolphins. That was the worst game I played this year. That was a fucking tragedy. And if I had to pick like a worst game moment, it was like a few Bills football games where I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, real life there were enough games that were terrible, so I wouldn't disagree with you on that. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, a quick shout out to the Rams who barely hung on against the Panthers.
Is that game over?
And won 34-31.
Wow, closer than you would have thought.
Game over, 34-31, barely hung on. Right now, Chicago's up 3-0 on Green Bay. They just kicked a field goal, so
I think Chicago's going to win that game.
That's starting well.
A lot of people think Green Bay's going to win. I think Chicago's going to win that game.
I think Chicago's going to win also, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen next. Because if everything goes the way it should, they're going to play, I believe, the Rams.
They would play no. If the Niners win, they'll play the Niners. Otherwise, they'll play the Rams.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, that's where I'm going to be. Like Green Bay, they've played them twice already in the last month. So if there's a team that they know they can beat at home, it's Green Bay. Mm-hmm. But then when you get one of these teams like the Rams with their offense, and that's where it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I'll say this about the Bills tomorrow. Everybody and their cousin with the coaching carousel going at full speed now. With Harbaugh getting fired and then the Dolphins being like, oh, we're going to gut our entire team so we can try and get Harbaugh, and all the madness that's going on. People are like, there's been more teams asking about Harbaugh's service than teams that have coaching vacancies. What's up with that? Because I think there's 7 teams with vacancies, and I think 11 teams have reached out to Harbaugh's camp about coming in to coach. People are like, oh, who do you think? Oh, you think the Bills? Yes. 100. If the Bills go out tomorrow, McDermott's going to be fired. Like, there is no world. We can lose the game tomorrow 31-33, and I would still say fire McDermott.
And I'll be honest, if they don't fire him...
I don't know, man.
If they don't fire him, they need to go after McDaniels as the offensive coordinator. Because he sucks as a head coach, but as the OC...
But he's a great coordinator.
He would be amazing as the OC. With Josh Allen and Cooks, he would be amazing. It's like, I would go...
Well, like, that's the thing that's holding us back. There's 2 things holding us back right now. One, the entire team is based around offense, defense, special teams. It's all based around Josh Allen.
Yes.
There is The air defense is okay. The ground defense is atrocious. It's so bad. And even though it's been getting better in the last few weeks, it's still not good. What is the unifying principle between all of these things? It's that the coaching staff fucking sucks, man.
Yeah.
Joe Brady doesn't know his own dick from his asshole. Like, he's an idiot. This guy can't run anything.
Because you're right. Josh Allen is amazing, and I can understand why they would want to wrap their team around him. But
yeah,
it's official now. They have the rushing champion for 2025 on your team. It's like, dude, maybe also build the game plan around him.
Well, not only that, one of the reasons Harbaugh got fired that people haven't been talking about. People are like, oh, why would you fire Harbaugh? He has this record over the course of the 18 years. Why would you fire him? I don't know. What about the 3 times this year where Derrick Henry just wasn't in the game in late period games where they needed to win? And when asked about John Harbaugh was like, I didn't know that happened. I'll have to get back to you on that. What do you mean you didn't know that happened? What are you talking about? You didn't know that. That's fireable on its own. That's on its own. That's a fireable offense. The reason he got fired was because the owner of the Ravens went to him and said, we want to keep you and not your coordinators. And Harbaugh said, well, it's either me and my coordinators or none of us. And the owner said, then I guess you're fired because we are not putting up with these shit ass coordinators that you've been hawking around. And Harbaugh said, well, I'm only here with my coordinators. And they said, well, then you're gone. So at the very least, we need to get rid of Joe Brady and Babich, get them out of here. But honestly, at this point, I'm done with McDermott because the reason we didn't win the division this year was because of that Miami game. What was the issue with that Miami game? It was that the team wasn't ready. The game plan wasn't ready. The players weren't ready. They actively said afterwards that they didn't prepare because they thought it was going to be a cakewalk game. Whose job is that? Oh, wait, that's right. It's McDermott's job to get everything ready and have everybody keyed in and make sure that everybody knows, like, you can't sleep on this. We're not looking ahead. We are focused on this. And he didn't do it. And I turned off that game when I saw him screaming and shouting at his defense. And I'm like, I don't want you to be screaming and shouting during the game to wake up. What? You had 7 days to be ready for this game. What the actual fuck were you doing during that time? Because it wasn't getting ready for this game. So I don't know what you did. I agree with you. I am waiting for the mutual parting of ways between McDermott and the Bills if they can't get it done this year because there's no excuse. You know, there's just absolutely fucking no excuse at this point. Get it fucking done. Get it done. The other thing is, Brandon Beane, you got like 2 years to figure out some of these roster slots because this shit ain't working. You don't know how to draft. You draft 1 out of every 5 players well, which is overall a good number, but not a championship number, right? You got to be a better drafter than that. You keep drafting these a-holes between Kaiir Elam and Keon Coleman. You keep drafting these a-holes who don't know how to do their job and then end up getting essentially ostracized because they refuse to do their job. And so, like, Keon Coleman was sat, healthy scratch, for like 4 games this year because he didn't show up to practice. Why did you draft him?
And it was during the meat of the season when they needed to win.
You traded value twice to draft him. Twice you traded value to draft him. And this is the this was the plan. This was the guy that you said it was going to work. Okay, so we know that's a wash. You know when we knew that before the trade deadline, Bean? Do you want to go out and offer a 2 for DJ Moore to the Bears when they're in the middle of their season and they haven't hit their high point? Do you want to offer a 2 to the Panthers for one of their receivers? Do you want to offer a 2 to the Rams for one of their guys? Do you want to offer a 2 to anybody for a good receiver? My God, we just need a decent receiver. And he's like, well, I found Brandon Cooks in the bargain bin. I think that'll be fine. It's like, for fuck's sake, what is wrong with you? Just get a guy. You know what would have solved this problem in the first place? Not trading for Diggs and just taking Justin Jefferson in 2020. If we had just not traded for Diggs and we had just gone with Justin Jefferson, we wouldn't have this problem. But here we are.
Yeah. But you're foregoing the number one thing that Bean will always have hanging around his neck in Buffalo. He traded picks to Kansas City to allow them to get multiple things that made their team so much better. Twice. That's what I mean. It's like that alone is when you are intentionally helping your biggest rival get better, that does not make you a good GM.
No.
Period.
No. I would rather at this point bring back Dable as head coach and McDaniels as offensive coordinator. Like, I would settle for that at this point. I am done.
I think that would be good.
I'm done with this shit, man.
If you can find a way to get, I don't know if you could get the last two Dolphins coaches together, but
Flores and McDaniel
in Minnesota. Flores, if you get Flores as the head coach, because I think that's what Buffalo really desperately needs. Because the one thing I've noticed this year is it seems like there's a lack of discipline and a lack of focus. You need that guy to be like, you know, the only reason I'm really sticking with that is I've seen it on my team this year. That was the thing that they have been missing for years. And they got a guy who does not let them get away with anything on the team in Ben Johnson. Like, he is what they say, you know, even though he seems like the fun guy who's always doing these post-game, ripping his shirt off and all that. In practice, he does not let them get away with anything. And that's what Buffalo needs. They need a guy with the passion and the strength to be like, you're going to do it my way, and there is no missing practice. Keon Coleman, you're off the team. There isn't even
you're done.
Thought of you. No. You're just done.
You're done. We're done.
That's what they need.
We're gonna put you on the practice squad and you get signed off waivers. Okay, fine. You know, like, it's a failed experiment. We're not playing this game. No, I agree with you. I take it back. Flores and McDaniel, especially because if we won with Flores and McDaniel, it would make it that much sweeter because we would look at Miami and be like, I don't know, you had both these guys in your building. I don't know what happened.
That would be amazing. I didn't even think about that side of it. Yeah, that would be Oh, man. All right. Well, you know what?
I think that's a show.
That was a good return to form, I think. That was a good show. What do you folks think? You know how you could let us know what you think? Go to nerdpodgen.com. There is a place on the final page where you can actually email us and let us know what you think. You can also let us know through YouTube comments, through comments on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But the only way you could do that is if you go to those and you subscribe to our podcast, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then just let us know what you think. Because, you know, we've been doing this now 178 episodes, and we still are trying to improve. Because 178, we're still a baby. In the podcast market, we're toddlers. We would like to become adults.
Yeah, 250. Episode 250 is like, okay, you're 5 years old. That's when you're like 5 years old. you have to make it to 250 before you're like, you start remembering things, as it were.
Yes, I agree. And so, folks, please, you know, when you're done listening to the show, if you like what you heard, go back and listen to our back catalog. There is a lot of pure gold that we've recorded over these last few years. Also, make sure, once again, nerdpodgen.com. And now, who does our music and our artwork?
Our artwork is by Kortney Howell. Our music is by Brendan Williams and James Connolly. My favorite thing about going to the back catalog is for episodes like this where we're reviewing things that we've already reviewed, you can go in there and see like all the gory details of like, oh, here's the play-by-play on why Andor is on both my good and bad list for last year. So go and check
some of those
out.
Andor episodes are fantastic.
Oh my god. Fantastic. Some are fantastic and some are dumpster fires.
Yeah, very big dumpster fires. We're back, folks, so don't expect another lull. We're going to hopefully be recording weekly. We still don't know what the hell we're going to talk about next week, but we will hopefully be recording weekly. And once again, I am Steve Taylor.
And I'm Alfred Judson, and we'll see you next week, friends and enemies.
Have a great day.